All right, people, what is going on? I'm VF Baller back with another episode of the VF Cast, and today I have a very special guest today. My favorite Twitch streamer, Preacher of Valor. I think he's an amazing streamer, and I think you guys will like what we're going to talk about. Pretty much everything about streaming, talk about gaming, and life in general. Everything under that umbrella. I think you're going to love it. I hope you guys enjoy. All right, guys, what is going on? This is VF Baller back with another episode of the VF Cast. This is like the fifth take, right, Preacher?
First off.
Yeah, it's so much. It's been like the fifth take, but I think we're gonna be good now. I think we're gonna be good. On these podcasts, everybody who's been listening before knows that I normally do this solo, but every third or fourth episode, I try to bring someone in that I could pick their brain. Somebody I want to know the type of gamer that they are, how they came upon being a gamer, and everything that's under that umbrella, how they embrace gaming and how do they use it in their everyday lives. And today I have one of my, if I ain't gonna say one, he is my favorite Twitch streamer. And even though I'm in episode 18, I honestly wanted him to be like episode 1, or at least be my first person that I interview on something like this. Because in this community, just gaming in general, we don't have where people actually talk about gaming. Everybody's talking about the games and the console wars and all this other stuff under that, which is very annoying. But nobody gets to understand the person who's holding that controller, who's playing the mouse and keyboard, who's playing that arcade fight stick. Who is that person, and why do they bring this unique style to the table? So I'm going to give you guys a person that I really admire when he does his thing on these streams. I watch him, I listen to him, I lurk when I'm not able to watch. I always support this guy, Preacher of Valor. I appreciate you coming through and, giving me the opportunity to interview you. How are you doing tonight?
Thank you for having me, sir. Woody woo up in here, man. I'm excited. Let's go, man. I'm Preacher of Valor, your entertainer, and thank you once again for having me on the VF podcast. It's gonna be awesome time. I can't wait to get into it.
All right, well, hey, it's nothing to it. I mean, like I said, everything here is going to be, unscripted, off the top of my head, nothing that's really, written down like, oh, I'm ready to ask you this, this, and this. And just let people know if this is your first time coming through or this is your first time listening. We had technical difficulties. Like I said, this is like the fourth or fifth take. So it happens, but that's what happened. And so, like I said, I'm not going to keep nothing away from you guys how this runs. Basically, if you've been on my Twitch channel or any of my YouTube channels, I do videos or I do streams, and my son is running back and forth in the background. And I don't discipline him or nothing. That's a part of the show. That's my man. And I like to keep it that way because when you do things that way, you're basically letting people know exactly who you are. And to the detriment of some people, it ruins some people's streaming career, which I don't want to get into that, but I think, and I know somebody like you, that's what makes your Twitch streams special. So I want to get into that before, we get into the other stuff. Cause I like one topic I know that I want to talk. I want to talk about this whole situation with Twitch and the raids or whatever. I definitely want to talk about that. So we're going to get into that. But first I want to know Preacher of Valor, the actual, thank you, Queen, for the follow. Appreciate that. I really want to know who Preacher of Valor, the person, the gamer, the streamer. We could just start off there and we'll just go from there. So let everybody know on my end, because people know who you are on your end. Let people know who you are.
Man, he hit us with the real deep question. Who is Preacher of Valor? There's a lot of you. I'm going to have to hit you with this, okay? I believe anybody could be the Preacher of Valor, but being yourself is a deeper meaning. I feel like anybody can go ahead and take this stream, this channel, and be like, like the Doctor Who. Anybody could be the Doctor, you know what I'm saying? But being you is what really matters. I'm personally me. I'm calling myself many things, Elijah Valor, Blunt Man, everything like that. But at the end of the day, I'm a guy that you can go to after a hard day of work, school, you're having a good day too, and just chill out and we talk about things. Really pick your brain and see what's going on while we play something like Smash or Call of Duty or Destiny and get into it.
Okay. See, and that's another thing I like about your stuff. You're a variety streamer. You don't just stream just one thing. You don't stream just this one thing. And one thing I would say to you is that uh you're building that community where you can do so many things, not only just with the games, but your personality. And I'm going to get into that a little bit later when it comes to just, the new games or whatever. We touched on that before. But when you're building, when you have built the following that you have, or the community, or the atmosphere that you have when it comes to these gamings, when it comes to these streams, what was your idea of doing this when you first started, or is this something that came to fruition the way that you wanted, or it took a turn to something that you didn't envision? Did you not envision this? Or did you just let it flow and it blossomed to something of this magnitude? I mean, how did that go?
I would definitely say the blossoming part, because honestly, the only reason why I started streaming was to make my friends happy. We were at a certain point in our life where
Awesome.
we were getting out of our college career and we're having a hard time trying to get into our, main career goals. When you're as a man, you want to start. I want to start providing. I want to be successful. I want to start doing my own family thing. And sometimes we hit those brick walls where we got to take the latter half to get to where we want to be. And I just seen that my friends were depressed and sad about it. So I was like, you know what? I may not be able to do a lot of things. Like, I can't afford to take us to the club or whatever, all of that. But like, I can make you laugh, and I'm good at playing video games. So I literally just went on my Xbox, and they had Twitch as an app at the time. So I was like,
Okay.
yo, okay, what's wrong with just streaming every so often? Be like, yo, King Blitz, yo, 21, come through. Just goof around like we used to do, but we can't do because we trying to do what we need to do for our lives. And I just do it for an hour or so and we're out. Next thing I know, more people start showing up and more people start showing up. I'm like, I'm kind of funny. people, people actually kind of listening to me like, okay, sure. And it's honestly been 2019 was when I really got serious. I started streaming like around in 2016, but like 19 is like, okay, at this point I'm affiliate. I can go a lot of ways with this. And I'm like, what did I always want to do? I wanted to commentate. I want to do commentary for like fighting games like Tekken, Street Fighter. So like, if more people watch me and support me, I can get up there and get seen and be like, hey, listen, as much as you guys like to hear me, be on stream, I want to commentate for y'all. When the next Evo come out, I want to be like next to Tasty Steve talking about somebody getting Hadouken, getting that Shoryuken. You know what I'm saying? I want to be next to him, giving you that energy and vibes and enjoyment on a bigger scale. So that's been pretty much my goal the past 2 years, to keep pushing up ahead in followers and growing and as a content creator on multiple platforms. So people say, hey, this young African American man here got a head on his shoulders. Let's see what he can do for our company and commentate for us.
Okay. So I know you said you're 25, right?
No, I'm 28.
28.
But
Okay.
25 was like the pinnacle
Okay, I
thing
got you.
for
I got you.
gaming.
So I'm 10 years your senior. I'm 38 years old.
Okay,
And
sir.
I'm gonna tell you about commentating, and it's one of the reasons why I'm late to the party when it came to streaming, but I always watched it. But even when I was young, I'm gonna tell you, like, I'll show you my age. I'm gonna show my age. I remember playing RC Pro Am on the NES, and I used to
Wow.
commentate those races in those games. Now, mind you, this is like the 80s, 90s. I'm like 5, 6, 7 years old, and I used to play these games where I used to commentate, not like you said, fighting games. These was racing games when I played Madden, and I'm a real big guy on sports. I used to commentate those games because back then they didn't have, like nowadays you play Madden or 2K, they have the commentators for you. Now see, back then we didn't have that, so I was the guy that did that. So I'm right up your alley on that. So when you said that you decided to start streaming and you realized people were really gravitating to what the way you were doing your streams, that's something really interesting, because for me, I remember watching Twitch when it was Justin TV. And I mean, that's, it wasn't even called Twitch, it was Justin.tv. And
Hmm.
people would come over and it was stream, but it was more, when what I remember, everybody wanted to stream like the new games, and not too many people brought their personality to the table. And I know that was like way before your time, and in some cases before my time, because I wasn't really into streaming. Like, I would just watch, because when I wasn't able to play a game, I would watch somebody play. And it was just lacking the personality. Cause people just would just like look like zombies, just looking at the stream, or they're looking
Yes.
at their screen and they're just playing, and everybody's some people would chat or whatever, they would pay no attention to it, and it was like, but people would watch because it's the new game or whatever, and to me, I think that's like really lazy. And I think I said this earlier. You can smell the fakeness when somebody who's trying to be something that they're not, when they're trying to commentate like you said that you do, and it's, to me, I watch a lot of guys stream, but none of them are really, not many of my favorite. I got probably like 4 or 5 people that are my favorite, but I don't know if I said this already. Like, you're definitely number one on my list, and I love watching your content. And I was wondering what was happening to you for a while, because you were gone for a minute, and I was like, hey, where you go? Then so you took time off and you did
Yeah.
for your season or whatever, and that's the same time when I tried to contact you, and I was like, yo, I want you on the show so we can talk about this. And I honestly didn't know, but I was wondering because, like I said, when you're on, it's not just about the games that you play. I listen to what you say when you're streaming, so I'll be lurking in the background. I may not ever even comment on whatever. I would just listen. And there were times when I knew that you were away and you had the reruns or the rewinds on, I would have those playing just because.
Oh snap!
No, I'm dead serious. Because
Yo.
my thing is, the thing about streaming to me is, I feel like it's 35 to 40%, the game. The other, 65 to 60% or 60 to 65% is the person who's actually bringing the game to you. And you can't find too many people that can fulfill that 65%. And I try my best when I stream, because I try to bring life to the game as I'm playing. Like right now, I'm playing like Madden. I'm playing a little bit of, basketball. I'm playing Dead Space. I got a couple other games that are non-sports games that I play on my channel, but I always try to bring the game to life outside of what the game is bringing to the table. And that's a part of that 65% that I'm trying to, accomplish. Like, I see a lot of similarities. I ain't gonna say necessarily similarities. It's more like you're doing exactly what I like to do, but you do it at a different type of style that gravitates me to watch you, because I can't replicate what you do and vice versa. We all have our own uniqueness, but your uniqueness to me stands above pretty much every other streamer that I watch. And that's why, I do what I do. When you're basically, on, or you're doing the rewinds or whatever, I'll listen in the background when I'm with my son, or when I'm, doing anything around the house for my wife or whatever the case may be, because it's like, not only the game is there, what you bring to the table and your commentary is very important. And like I said, I think I asked you already about the community that you wanted to bring. I probably asked about it before we had other takes, but like you said, when it blossomed, like, I'm pretty sure this is an easy answer for you to answer. I'm pretty sure you're pretty much satisfied with the way that it's blossomed, but is it really into the mode that you wanted, or, and I think I know the answer to this as well, you're still striving to make it bigger and better?
Right, you're right. I think, for now that we have this new take, I can add on more to that. So our community has turned into a metabolic type of way where we were the Valiant Knights before. Now we're the Black Rose Order. And a lot of people are like, oh, that's just a name or whatever have you. The Black Rose Order really stems from the independent women that I've grown up with, my godmothers, my grandmother, and my mother, to where I've seen them literally start out like, struggling with a whole family by themselves, still taking care of their household and still finding time to do things that they love and enjoy.
Right.
Despite working 9 to 5, the whole grind, take care of your kids when you get home, feed them and everything like that. Still found time. Let me sit down and watch and live in color. Let me watch, Sister Sister. Let me go ahead and crochet. Let me go ahead on the weekend. We all going to the park. We're going to the Bronx Zoo. Or, hey, you know what? You're going to spend a time with your grandmother where I can hang out with my girls and stuff like that. These independent women, not that it weren't men that were mentors in my family, in my life at all, but really seeing my mother and my godmothers like strive to provide for their family and still find time to be a better version of themselves so they can have us grow.
Right.
as better versions of ourselves is what I carried on to the Black Rose Order. So I do what a nonprofit thing is. Anybody that come in our community, if you're hungry to want to be a better person of yourself, a better version of yourself, I'm here for you. The community's here for you because you want to strive to be greatness for yourself and put that on to the next people that be in your circle. That's what I provide for that. And you're right. That community is not where I want it to be, to whereas I want to make sure that everybody is copacetic, but in reality, I'm only one person and there's 160 of them in there. I can only do but much, but teach one so they can teach another.
There you go.
Like we
And
are.
I was just about to tell you that. Don't ever think that just because you're one person, you cannot make a difference. And you always should strive to change someone's life, regardless of, this gaming umbrella that we live under. A lot of people look at this gaming thing and especially live streaming. People come through this avenue with so many malicious ideas and attitudes and malicious agendas, which make it bad for, you already know, and I'm not going to get into this yet because this is going to be a really big topic, especially the African American community, where we still strive to try to be our best under under huge amount of pressure and dire circumstances, just for us showing our face on Twitch or on YouTube or having our faces shown on social media, which, like I said, I'm going to get into that a little bit later because that's a really big topic right now as we are on that same platform. But what my thing is, I'm with you there, but me, it was kind of like the opposite. Like the men in my family was the ones that were doing so much. Not to say that my grandmother, my mother, and my aunts and my other older cousins didn't do as well, but it was more where my mother pushed me to be with the men of the family, and I watch like my grandfather, my dad, and I watch my uncles do so much, but they always came home and when they wanted to play dominoes or they watched the Braves game, because I'm from Georgia.
All right, okay.
And they want to watch the Braves game or they want to watch the Falcons or they watch the Hawks or anything like that. They try to do all those things and they balance it out. And I know for certain that I got that pedigree and that work ethic and time management from them. I know I did, because like you always say this all the time about when you watch me stream or whatever, like with me having 2 YouTube channels, this Twitch channel, I didn't even talk about this. I got a Patreon going on where I got to do extra. I got a Patreon where I do extra content over there. I have a 2-year-old. I have my wife and I drive 18-wheelers. So I do so much, and I try still to come back to do this because not only that, hey, I like playing Dead Space, or hey, I like playing Madden, or I like talking about sports. I want to be there for that one person that actually can take something away from the reality of life. And this avenue, like I said, has been used for so many malicious, intent. You got your, and I don't want people to take this wrong way, but we kind of know what time it is. We have the opposite sex type of streamers that show off what was given to them naturally, and sometimes not naturally, but what was given to them in a way where the message is not necessarily beneficial to our younger generation. You kind of understand what I'm saying? I'm trying not to step on anybody's toes.
You trying to keep it PG-13. I'll take the fall for it. I'll step on some toes. Let me at him. I'm ready.
And see, my thing is, I was one of those guys that was like, I'm for that type of stuff. Do you, even if it's, you're just holding the controller and you're just not really playing the game, you're just showing off what you can do. But
can I get into it?
No, I'm gonna let you give me about 10 more seconds.
Okay.
My thing was, what changed was when my son was born, and he's 2 now, and he watches what I do, and he actually is trying to play video games now. Oh. So the last thing I want him to see is some chick with an object in her hand playing crazy, thinking that she could play video games and this particular object at the same time, and his whole mindset is skewed because of he came in with the intention that he wanted to play games, but now he thinks it's cool to see this person. And I don't want to go down that road, but You kind of get what I'm saying. I'm gonna let you jump in.
Now that you said that, because I was thinking about it again, like, but now that makes sense. Because I mean, I'm not a father, but I do understand like the younger generation looking at this would change their perspective as a whole, not only as a gamer, but as an adolescent and going into life to thinking that this is a social norm that's okay, and not really understand the background ramifications of that. There are a lot of like female or even some male content creators where they will put out derogatory content and in the means of getting ahead others, because I'm being frank. I feel like it's real easy. If you know that you got the boom, boom, bow, you can put the boom, boom, bow on the screen. You know what I'm saying? It's not that hard to get that money if you know that everybody adores you and loves you without you actually putting any real effort on it. And I'm not saying taking a snipe that, oh, I have to try harder, or, oh, it's making a competition. If you do that, that does not affect my community. It don't
Right.
affect people who come to see me. It
I'm
don't
glad
affect
you.
anybody
I'm
that wants to
glad you
come watch
said that.
that.
I'm glad you said that.
But it does affect everybody else as a whole, because now it's creating this social norm of a medium where when you go to these content platforms, it's okay to see these women or men putting themselves out there on the platform by revealing their body or revealing this explicit type of content that's not even supposed to meant to be here like that in that type of circumstance, but they're exploiting the system to get ahead.
Everything has an unintended consequence. Everything. And when people look at things on the surface, they'll look at it at on the surface. But the unintended consequences when you have, and I'm gonna jump to another topic because I really don't want to go down this rabbit hole.
Sure.
When
Sure.
when you look at the subconsciously the 13-year-old, the 5-year-old, the 7-year-old, in the back of his mind, the unintended consequences is those type of ideas or the visuals never leave. And when they don't leave, they will always stay there to creep themselves back up. And what was so innocent is playing a video game or coming to a website where gaming is, is known for, is now it's changed where now you may have a situation where this kid might not even want to play games anymore. Now they may go to other websites that go further than what they initially saw. You kind of see what I'm saying?
Whoa, okay. Yeah.
Now you see, people don't look at those they're just thinking like, oh, this person is just doing this on this show. So Twitch turns into, and I'm gonna use the initials, Twitch turns into going to the PH website. You guys are smart I know you guys are smart, so you know what I mean when I say PH website. The PH website.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Or you turn around and go to the X website. X gerbil. I'll just say it like that. You kind of see what I'm saying? So
Time out.
What? Am I lying?
Somebody clip that, please.
But I mean, come on, people. But am I lying? I'm trying to say it without saying it, but I'm telling the truth. People who came to here to wanted to play games, that kid, now they're going to go down that rabbit hole that they definitely don't need to go down, where people think that on the surface that it's what it is on the surface, but unintended consequences are there. But I digress. I'm not Queen. I know I made it obvious, but
the chat said the Ratatouille way.
Right. Exactly. But I did not, but I think that's something people really need to understand when they see these people do that on this platform or other platforms. Especially on that topic where visuals are everything when it comes to the opposite sex, it don't stop on this website, if you know what I mean. It wouldn't.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? So people need to be mindful when they say, "Oh, it's benign." No.
By any means, it's not. It's a domino effect.
Exactly. It's like this is like the gateway drug to the next thing.
Oh yeah, by any means, like it's in its prime to where it's like nowadays, like you said, a lot of people don't think about that aspect, but it's one thing that's I'm being honest with this. I'm afraid to always speak my mind on this platform because I have some pretty adult conversations, but in the back of my head, I don't know if you have me on your screen and your little baby or your young, nieces, nephews in the room, and they hear me cursing or they hear me talking about this thing, and they turn around and look at you and be like, what's a XYZ? What's a flashlight? What is that? I don't know what that is. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you know about the flashlight under the cupboard? Like, then they looking at you like, oh, here we go, because preacher talking about this industry.
Right.
Preacher, can you cut it out? I got my whole niece and nephew over here for a barbecue. Like, bro, I don't have the time to put you on a headphone.
And I'm gonna
So
tell. Oh, go ahead.
it does makes me be afraid to want to speak my mind about those things, but it makes sense. This platform is not necessarily always meant for that, or
It's
not meant
not.
for that in that
It's
term.
not. And I'm glad that there's been somewhat of a crackdown on it, which that's good to see. Hopefully, we get a crackdown on something else. But we'll talk about that in a second.
Okay.
But it's good because let me tell you something. My son, and I'm glad this is gonna be a good segue going back to the communities and the type of gaming that we do. My son, like, don't get this twisted. If y'all don't have kids, if y'all ever decide to have kids, they listen and watch to everything that you do. My 2-year-old, he's a genius at 2, and I'm not saying that like he's like really a genius. No, he picks up on everything. I'm watching the basketball game and somebody gets dunked on. I yell out, "Oh shit!" Guess what he does 2 seconds later? Oh shit! He goes down to my mom to my wife. Guess what, mommy? Oh shit! They pick up on that stuff.
Oh,
So it's like, and I know he doesn't mean nothing by it, but
yeah.
there's a time and place for stuff like that. It's like, son, wait till you're 18. Stop. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah, you're only 2, buddy. You got
right. You
16
only
years
2. You
ahead
got
of
a long
you.
ways to go, but they pick up on stuff like that. So you got to be real mindful with what you have on your screen and what you're doing, and because you just never know. But nevertheless, let's get back into this. I tried to start a community basically on one of my other podcasts where it's basically sports gaming, and it has evolved to that where it's bigger than what I thought it to be. Unfortunately, my other 2 co-hosts are not able to really be on the show because of time constraints. And like I told you earlier, I drive trucks. I got 2 YouTube channels. I got this, and I have my son that I have to run behind, and my wife wants me to do everything that she asks of, and I better do it, or you won't see me on this platform. But that's another story for another day. So, so I have a lot of stuff going on, and it's just that the fact that I try to build a community where it's positive, and I try to build a community where we can actually have a chat. Like I talked about the 60, the 30, 35, 40, the 65, 60 rule, where it's like it's 65% is you and the 35% is the game. And like you said, you brought in a lot of people who are really into what you do, and it's a good vibe, it's a good atmosphere, and you said there are going to be times to be adult conversations, and you find a way to bring that into where it's palatable for everybody to digest and actually still be able to have their own opinion or their own I'll say good perception of you. And I try to do the same thing. Not only just with that, how do you manage based on the games you play, or just how did you manage to balance the two? Is it a certain game that you play or certain games that you do play to balance, or you just bring those games to the table and just mix it in with what you do?
Ooh, that's a really good question, because I was thinking about that when I was starting the season. Like, right now, we're kind of in a dry spell. You know what I mean? Like, there's not no real games that like, oh, this is a new hot thing we might want to check out, or
Yeah,
hey, this is a game that we want to go back to because they got an update.
right. Cause see, I'm doing I just started a Dead Space trilogy, so I'm totally
Hmm.
understand what you're talking about.
Yeah, so I was thinking about that, and I was like, when it comes to that concept, we both know when you play a game on Twitch, there's a game category. You're gonna get that atmosphere of viewers coming from that game. Then if you switch it up, like, hey, I'm playing Naruto Boruto Shinobi Strikers, a brawler game, that switch to Monster Hunter, they're like, hey, yo, my G, like, we're out here getting W's. Now you fighting freaking T-Rexes, Reptar from freaking Rugrats going on, and freaking Chris Pratt out here stopping Raptors. What you playing, bro? So you gotta find a balance where it's healthy for you that you still play a game that you enjoy, and then integrate your viewers into it. Like you said earlier on the other take, where you were watching me play Monster Hunter, watch a Spectacular Pit game, and we really got you into it. How we explained it and really showed like the deep breakdowns of this game is actually fun. It may be out of your inner circle of video games you play, but give it a try. It's on sale every XYZ day. Pick it up, and you might like it. If not, hey, at least you try something that your influencer, has been playing around.
And that's the thing you said, like, try the game that you influence. Like, when in the sports gaming world, the word influencer is kind of like a negative connotation, but I love the fact that,
really?
oh yeah, and I mean, we could talk about that another day. Trust me when I say that the word influencer is, if Spec Pooh is still around, he'll tell you that word has a negative connotation in the sports gaming world, but you need those type of people that influence in the gaming world in general, because like I said, I played, like I said in the other take as well, I played Dragon Quest 8. I'm a big Dragon Quest fan. I actually started playing Dragon Quest 11 again. I stopped and started. Right, I love that game as well. What else? I play a little bit of Final Fantasy every now and then. I play another one that nobody really knows about. It was really big in Japan, the one called Growlancer. That's another RPG I like to play from the PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2 era. And I love playing those games, but when I watched, I knew nothing, no shade against Pool or whatever, but when I was watching him play Monster Hunter, I kind of got introduced to you through him. And just like it's no shade him, because I love what he do. I've known Pooh before he even started streaming like this, so I've known him for a good while. But when you brought your style and your uniqueness to the table when it came to Monster Hunter, I was like, yo, the way you present this game, the way you talk about it, and what you do when you're playing the game and how you interact with people, you made me want to go out and buy the game. And I did, and I didn't even buy it when it was on sale. I just bought it because
you balled out, okay?
Yeah, it's like I bought it because it's like, yo, you made this look great, and that's how I can say you, but that's how people build communities, by not necessarily just the game that you're playing, is how you present that game. Once again, like I said, and I'll just put a concrete number on it. I'm gonna say 35-65. You know what I'm saying? It's like that 30%. Okay, anybody can upload and play a game, but when you bring it to the table the way that you do it with the uniqueness that you have, that what brings not only people to your channel, but people that are interested in playing other games. Remember what I said about things having unintended consequence?
Yes.
What I said in that aspect, we went in that direction. Let's go in this direction. Now that the fact that you had me playing Monster Hunter World, now I want to go get Monster Hunter Rise. I went back. No, I'm dead serious. I went back and got Monster Hunter for the Wii. I got Monster Hunter for the Wii U. I went to go get other Monster Hunter games that, let me tell you something, not only a day before I met watching your or following or subscribing to your channel, I had no intentions of getting any of those games. But now, since I started playing Monster Hunter World, like I said, I got like 4 other Monster Hunter games because of that. So
that is, I guess, the aspect, the coin of it, other side of the coin.
Right. It's like, that's what I'm saying. It's the unintended consequences for the negative and the positive. And like I said, anybody could play the game on Twitch or any other platform and just watch and say, okay, they're slaying a monster on Monster Hunter, and this guy just sitting here just watching the chat and just say, oh, thank you for the follow, or they're saying, oh, thank you for the sub, and don't really interact because they're so focused on winning or losing.
Oh, man.
But when you bring your aspect and your personality to the table, it's not like, oh man, is he really going to beat this monster? Oh damn, he did that. I want to try that. How much this game is? I'm going to buy this game. Now, not only like, okay, I leveled up a little bit. I got the level 10 on Monster Hunter. Now I'm going back and I'm like say I go to your channel again. Now you're playing a different version of Monster Hunter, or I just run across like, okay, how did this game originate? Monster Hunter World. I mean, there's been other games. Oh, this game was big in Japan, not really over here. Well, what were they doing in Japan? Now I start watching now I'm start watching those games like, oh damn, I'm going to buy those games too. But what that does is you turn other people who may not are not big on a genre. In some cases, you may turn that person into a full-fledged gamer. And like I said earlier, this umbrella of gaming is so positive, where we can bring people together collectively, not only through gaming, but even in the commentary that you say that could be real life stuff. So that's why I commend what you do with your streams, because you're 10 years younger than me. I'm supposed to be teaching you. you've taught me not only about a game, but some things that you talked about in your streams. You taught me some things that I didn't even know. So it's bigger than just, oh man, I'm on Twitch and I'm getting followers and subs. You never know what a person is going through until they reveal it to you, or they may not know what they're going through until they hear it from somebody else and they find a way to overcome what's hindering them. It's
Right.
It's bigger than just I'm playing a game. So
I like that sentence.
yeah, that's why I say, like, with this, I feel that it's much bigger than just, oh, I'm just gonna throw a game out there and I'm just gonna play it and hopefully people like this game, because like I said, and I know you wanted to cut me off. I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you run with it right now because I noticed what you wanted to get to. You have streamers out here right now who just want to play the new games, or they just so monotone when they stream because they're so focused on the game and they don't care about the audience unless they hit the follow or subscribe. How do you feel about those gamers who do that, or those streamers who do that, who are just want to play the new stuff, or just kind of oblivious to the company that they're bringing in?
Oh, man, I want to be nice, but at the same time, man, I don't know, via ball. Should I?
Man, do
should
you,
I be
man?
nice? Be me?
Do you, man?
Yo, listen, I'm just representing in terms of Monster Hunter. I can't speak on behalf of like the other video games and stuff like that, but Monster Hunter specifically, because it's been changing a lot in terms of content creators. I cannot stand watching Monster Hunter content creators where they just sit there, like you said, for 4 to 5 hours and don't talk to chat. They just hunt. Bro, you have like some people, I'm not calling out names, but there are people where they got 50 to 40, even 100 viewers in their chat. The American hunters, I should say, not the Japanese. And they won't say a goddamn word to nobody. They'll just be, I'm fighting a Vitalis, I'm fighting this monster, I'm doing this, I'm making my build, and just don't even blink, mind you. Don't take a robot. And I'm like, bro, I can't, that's not me. That's not me. If I wanted to, I'm being 100 with you. If I wanted to hone my craft to be a proficient, like, Monster Hunter, I can so hardly do that, time attack, whatever. I've been playing Monster Hunter for 16 years. It ain't nothing for me that I can't sit up there and do that I've done before.
Oh, wow.
But that's not me. Monster Hunter's been around for 16 years. I've been playing it since my brother bought it for me for a Christmas gift.
I didn't even know the game was around that long. I didn't know the game was around that long.
Dude. It's been long since PlayStation.
Oh,
PlayStation.
Wow.
He got me on the PSP, then I got it on the PlayStation. I've been playing it ever since. And when it was 2008, I was able to time attack every monster and beat them within the 10-minute mark. That's not an easy feat by yourself.
Wow. See, like I said, I'm a big fan of Dragon Quest, so I knew Dragon Quest has been around for that long, but I didn't know Monster Hunter. I knew it had a following in Japan, but I didn't know it'd been around that long.
It's been a long time, but like you said, like for whatever reason, like the community for Monster Hunter has been very small, little pockets here and there in different cities. Like in New York, we have the Monster Hunter NYC. That's been around for a decade. Okay. But nobody knew about that. Every Friday to Saturday, they meet up at now NYC Cafe, and they have monster hunts together in person. Back in the day, you had to call somebody up from the community like, yo, listen, I need like 3 people to log on and go on the ad hoc party on PlayStation 3 to beat this monster together, whatever like that.
Right.
Like, it was that old school. So when it comes to nowadays me hunting, all that matters to me is if you having fun, just enjoy the game. People like the game, like you said, they like the way that I'm able to commentate and play the game together. I don't see why other hunters can't do that. I don't understand where you feel the need that if you don't hit that time attack mark, that you're lesser than any other hunter. You have 100 people sitting there watching the game for you, but they don't even know you.
Right. And see, that's the thing. And like, even when like you've seen me stream like Madden, or I'll stream any other game, or even when I'm doing my other podcasts, I always try to keep it live with the commentary, because if I'm just sitting there watching Madden or I'm playing it, okay, it's football. All right, who cares? I can watch that on ESPN or whatever. But no, I try to bring my own, vibe to it, or my own commentary to it. That's why even, the game have commentary in it. I'm not really into listening to them. And people who are watching me stream probably don't want to listen to that either. So I try to bring my my vocals to it as well. And I always try to like act like I'm doing the commentary myself. And people tend to, be more receptive to it, because it's like you look like you're interested in the game. And if you look like you're interested and you're into the game, it still gives people that sense of, okay, it's exciting to him. Will it be exciting to me? Okay, I'm going to try this game. And that's
Right.
kind of like how I got into Monster Hunter when I was talking about that with me and
Like when
you.
you
Oh, go ahead.
like for example, when you play Madden, like I said, I'm not a huge sports fan. I'll watch it. I'll even do fantasy football because I like the whole numbers and it's like building your own little team.
Right.
But when you watched it, I was like, at one point in time, like, bro, I might actually get Madden '08 because you and Poe always talk about Madden '08
Oh,
or
that's my favorite Madden, bro.
NCAA. Like,
Yeah.
y'all always talk about those. And I'm like, yo, I don't care if it's an old game. I can get into it and watch y'all and understand the fundamentals of it. Because at the end of the day, regardless of, I firmly believe if you're a gamer and you say you don't like sports games, if you think of it as an RPG, especially like these 2K games, you can dominate just by building the right character, building the right person for the right position.
Yep.
You can dominate and not know a goddamn thing about the Lakers or, whatever happening in the Knicks or the Nets or whatever. You got the game down because you learned the fundamentals.
Yeah, right. And that's the thing. It's like people look at these games and it's like not only like I was talking about the unintended consequences of becoming a gamer or whatever case may be. You're looking at a situation where they can go and find their little niche in the game. Like you said, they may not know nothing about the Lakers, but they'll know something about the game. And not only that, they may know something about basketball. They'll learn something. Like with Monster Hunter, I didn't know too many things about, what weapon does what and, and who and how to defeat a certain monster or whatever. But I learned those things by playing trial and error, but I wouldn't have known anything about that if I wasn't interested to begin with. So it's so many things when you are actually streaming or bringing things like that to the table of talking through the games for your for your listeners or whatever the case may be, because to me it's not about numbers, it's about who's there and what they take from it. Because I don't even know, he might not even be here, but in the last take he put out a really good comment that I said, like, me and him were talking one day about, just life outside of gaming or life, what I do. And he was going up for a job or whatever. And I told him exactly what he should do to get this job. And when you get on that job, and I'm going to tell you guys this right now. I'm going to tell you this, and anybody who's listening on my end or Preacher's end, if you get a job, don't worry about the job that you have. Don't worry about it. What you need to do is be the best, whatever you're doing at that job, be the best that you can be at that job, because you never know who's watching. Not only where you could probably get promoted at that job, just say, for instance, if you don't have that job any longer, whoever's watching you could put you in a position to get another job.
Right.
So when you go to that job, learn everything. I don't even care if they tell you can't learn it. Go behind your supervisor's back and learn it.
Yep. They like that too. If they see that you hungry, like, yo, boss, can I like XYZ thing?
They
like that.
Exactly. You might not even like the job. I'm serious. You might not even like it. It's just something that you're making money off of right now. I'm good putting a little, a couple of bucks in my pocket. I'm good. Learn everything that you can about that job, because you take that knowledge with you. No matter what they say, they can fire you the next day, but you have that knowledge where you could go somewhere else and say, hey, I learned this, this, and this, and I can show you better than I can tell you, or whatever the case may be. Because the guy that I was talking about, I don't think he's here anymore in the chat, but I told him, hey, you get this job, learn everything. Even when they tell you, well, that's not your area, try your best to figure out what does what. And he said, well, it was a seasonal job. And I was like, well, that's more reason to learn. Well, when the seasonal job was over, he comes back to my stream the next day. Well, I didn't say next day, but a few weeks later, told me that it was a seasonal job. But the fact that he knew so much, or he learned so much, the person who was there that was supervising him or whatever got him on at another job somewhere else.
Let's go.
You see what I'm saying?
Go. Yeah.
So, it's like, don't, just because you feel like a job is a dead end, it's never a dead end if you just can take something from it. And that's just one of the things of many that we talk about on my streams, where, even when I'm playing Madden or Dead Space or NBA Live or NBA 2K or hell, I could be playing, Rat Kick the Bucket. It doesn't matter what I'm playing. I know that's not a game, but you can play any game where it doesn't matter, but long as, you're there listening, I'll always be here. I don't care if it's 2 or 200 people, because I enjoy what I do. I enjoy this. I'm not here to be like, oh, I want to be like, Dr. Dumb Respect or whoever that guy is. I'm not trying to be any of them. I just want to be a regular guy that I can show people another side of life, because with so much is going on, with so much division, we need the collectiveness to come together in all aspects of of life, and gaming is just that vessel where I feel that we can bring people together to talk about stuff like that. Not only that you're enjoying this game, you're also sitting here learning other things that we can bring to the table together. It could be like any topic or whatever. And I think that's a beautiful thing to have. And I think that's something that not too many people who stream think about stuff like that.
It's like one of the good things we had earlier, where I think I failed to convey the message and it came off in a negative connotation. But I had basically in multiple type of ways, I asked my chat, why do you do things that are so easy to give you instant gratification, and you put a negative connotation on something that's challenging and difficult as an obstacle in your life? We were really quick to like grab materialistic things and grab anything that will give us like, oh, this is fun. Oh, this is great. Oh, I love this real fast, but we won't work hard for the things that will have us happy at the long end of the day. We're really quick just to pick up a controller and start playing a video game because we're getting W's, but you won't go ahead and try to like learn about something that will give you a sustainable sense of happiness later on. And a lot of people, well, for the most part, chat was like half and half about it, but like, bro, you make sense, but why can't people just enjoy what they love right now? I'm not telling you that you can't. I'm asking you, why is it so easy to have this simple gratification of enjoyment other than actually working hard for the bigger goals? We go for the small ones, the small fish, other than the big ones. And I just didn't understand that. So I asked the chat why, and I feel like I failed to convey my thoughts about that. I just was just curious to where it's like, why are we just, some human beings for that matter, are just quick to grab something fast and something than working hard for some goals that they all enjoy.
Well, it's a microwave society, Preach. You know that. I mean, people want instant gratification right away. I mean, why you think, and I'm not knocking it, but why you think TikTok is so successful? You know what I mean?
You're right, because it's so quick.
Yeah, TikTok is like 30 seconds to a minute video, and people like constantly laugh and swipe, but nobody's not going to sit there. You don't see too many people sitting around watching that 30-minute sitcom anymore. You know what I mean? Yeah. The sitcom, and even though it has comedy and all this other stuff in that 30-minute sitcom, you can take away some real life values that like all sitcoms, the family sitcom, it always
like
have like that
plot and B plot, then at the end it comes together.
Yeah, and it has like that underlying real moral story to it or whatever. But you can't get that in a TikTok video. You get 30 seconds of somebody busting their ass trying to dance. Ha!
Exactly.
I'm gonna flip to the next one. That's what it is. And what you tried to do is not easy. You tried to convey a message that's very, kind of difficult to bring to the table. And it's something I've never done on my Twitch channel or in general, but it's something that needs to be talked about and discussed, because we as individuals don't try to put in that real grind to learn new things or be the best at something, or even when it comes to gaming, where it's like, hey, I can pay for all this DLC or microtransactions to be the best and pay to win really quick, and your video game joystick skills aren't worth 2 cents because you don't know how to play the game.
Right, you spend $180 on this DLC and you still trash.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, but when like you said, you're 10 years younger than me. Like, I remember back then, shit, you had no choice. You had to learn how to play Ninja Gaiden.
Oh,
you had to learn how to play Mega Man 1. You know, I mean, I got a stream. I don't know if the stream is still on here on my it should be on my on demand. Like, I was playing Mega Man X one time. I was streaming. It was one of my retro streams. I was doing Mega Man X, and people were wondering why, damn, how you're able to run through this game so fast. Like, people saying they were having trouble with it. It's like, nah, man. It's like I had to do a lot of trial and error to learn this game. I remember back in 1993 when I was learning how to play this game and I was like struggling. But now, even at 38, I played that game, 3-4 months? Well, I would say about 6 months ago. I beat that game in 2.5 hours. And people were looking at me like, how that happen? I'm like, yo, it's like I went through that struggle. Like, nowadays, even though they bring these retro games back, like you see them on PS4, Yeah, they bring them at an easier pace where it's like, or even when they bring the old games back in the collection, like the Mega Man collection, you only see guys like me go and buy that game and play it again. Like, a kid that's like 14 years old, they try to play Mega Man X or Mega Man X2, and they're like, I can't get past this boss, and I'm like, I'm going to go play Call of Duty where I can get all these new weapons.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's just not the same. So it's like, but going back to full circle, when I did play Mega Man X, I had some people in my chat saying, you know what? I saw you do this and I understand how you did it. I'm not going to copy what you did, but I'm going to buy this game and try it out. And I'm going to see what I can do. And it's so much easier because not only that they watch me play it, it goes back to the personality. I talked to them about the game as I went through it. Okay, this is how you beat Spark Mandrill. This is how you beat Chill Penguin. You go here to find this. You go here to find that. But don't take my word for it. Do it the way you want to do it. Don't follow my playthrough like that because people are going to play games differently anyway.
Right.
But when they see the format that I did it, they pick up the controller and they put their own spin on it. So now, back to the unintended consequences, now this person wants to play the entire Mega Man collection. Now they want to play other 2D games when they were a born 3D gamer. All they knew was playing.
Put them on.
Right. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, it's bigger than just let me play the new game and hopefully people want to watch.
Mega Man 3.
Right. It's bigger than that. So it's difficult for us in a sense. We talk right now like we got it easy, and I think we do for the most part. But people don't look at our channels, and I'm gonna be honest, and I don't want to offend anybody, but people don't look at our channels if they see our faces on the screen. And I'm not making it a race thing or something or anything like that, but it's the truth. I've heard people say it. Like one of the best things you can do, go into a party chat, and I doubt if people even do this anymore on consoles. Go into a party chat and don't say nothing. Just go into it. Maybe you'll say something every now and then, but just be real subtle, and you'll hear people say certain things. A lot of truth is being said in those party chats. And like I said, I doubt they do it because this was really big in the 360 days. But people don't look at certain Twitch streamers, or in some cases nowadays, still to this day, some people don't want to play with us because of the color of our skin, and it's very unfortunate.
Oh, okay.
Now you kind of see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was confused at first. I was like, what?
Yeah, I try my best to tiptoe around it because I don't want to be too controversial to be like, oh, he said this, but sometimes I'll be like, you know what, I don't care. But like right now, I'm like, hey, why not say it at this point? So it's gotten to the point where we have these raids on Twitch. I don't know if you know her. I haven't witnessed it, but I saw it on Twitter. Kiana, Real Mama, Real Eagle, or Real Mama Eagle. I keep those.
They attacked her?
Yeah, she said it on Twitter. They attacked her like a couple of times with the hate raids. And it's really unfortunate because she's a phenomenal streamer. She does a really good job. And
she's crazy. Like one thing about her, she's able to read chat while playing a video game at the same time, bro. Like she a robot. She's great.
I've learned how to do that in due time because it wasn't like playing games. It was like more when I do the podcast and stuff. But the way she does it is so seamless. I think she's a phenomenal streamer, but it's like now we're dealing with a situation. I'm gonna get off the race thing. I'm just gonna talk about those raids in general.
Okay.
How do you feel about this whole situation with these type of raids where obviously we know how you feel about the type of raids, but the response from the powers that be on this platform and the lack thereof response. How do you feel about that?
I spoke about this with I'm gonna use your term, behind the curtains, with Spectacular Poe, where like, bro, it's been going on for a hot minute. Like before it even like really starts surfacing, like these like hate raids have been going around a lot. We got one, but we shut it down real quick because Wisebot, like if it's a robot, it automatically just like bans them.
It kills it. Right.
Yeah. So we only seen like the person, like their friends come in and try to do it, and they realize, oh snap, our robots are not following through. Like they see us actually doing this, and we got them out of here. That was a while ago, but it's always been going, and Twitch hasn't done anything about it. or rather like address it in a real, upfront thing. They were all about Black Lives Matter. We're all here for Black Lives Matter. Oh, February coming through is Black History Month, but you only use it as a trope so people can like your platform enough they still keep giving you money, but you don't do anything about it. And it's particularly, I was like, bro, as much as I like subs, I would rather my community support me in a different way than actually giving half of my money to Twitch right now. Because they're using all our money that we're getting, our people of color, when we get subs, when we get donations or whatever have you, and they're not doing anything to protect us.
Yeah, they're not. Go ahead.
I'm not gonna go down a rabbit hole too much like this, but if we are somebody big like XQC or Anthrath or whatever have you, they're good. They're protected. We gotta protect our babies that are giving us way more revenue. But the people of color that we only show once a year, they be alright. This is raids. They could turn that option off. I was pissed when I heard that their solution was, if you are being targeted by hate raids, to turn off your raids and host options.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, yo, so it's our fault, or it's up to us to stop it, not you?
Come on, bro. Are you serious? And on top of that, you telling me that's gonna demean everybody else that want to naturally support me and should bring their family and their community to me. They can't do so now because I gotta be basically blacklisted to avoid people from harassing me, and even then, there are robots that can get around that. Come on, man.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
I mean, I don't have much to say about it, but just fix your shit.
But I don't know how. I wish I knew how, other than just bickering about it. I don't personally know. I'm not a huge tech head that's hey, maybe you can get this bot thing in here or something. I don't really know.
They can do it. Trust me.
Probably.
They can do it. If they really wanted to, they can do it. They need to do it, because I think it has probably some type of mitigated circumstance where it may knock out some other things, like possibly real raids, or let's say if you did have internal ban emoji or word, not like what we do with Wisebot or if they have something internal, it could have unintended consequences where it may ban other things, because technology is technology. Things could go haywire. So it can be done. I mean, anything can be done to stop it. It's just they just need to find a way to fix it, because they can find themselves in a really, really bad situation if it gets to the point. Let's just say, for instance, and I really don't want to put this on anybody, so I'm just going to say streamer 123 gets this type of raid and they do some self-harm to themselves to the point where it'd be detrimental. You can, even if under the terms of service, it's still going to be a PR nightmare, even if they're covered under terms of service. Hey, we at Twitch don't hold liability for somebody possibly harming or killing themselves because of this type of situation. Yeah, but still, the PR nightmare is going to look so bad to the point where nobody's going to want to deal with this platform anymore.
See, you're hearing this from me from anywhere else on the source. This is true. I've spoken to some content creators where they've got abused and hate raided and stuff like that, and they did self-harm, but they felt like they couldn't say anything to Twitch because it's them doing their own harm to themselves. That makes sense.
That's what I'm saying. But what if that person? But what if that person's not here to say anything?
Right.
And it's just out there in the news, oh, this person has been hate raided maybe 3 or 4 or 5 times, and they just couldn't take it no more. And all of a sudden, that person goes missing. 4 or 5 days later, they find that person.
Mm-hmm. Whatever have you.
Right. That will be a nightmare for Twitch, because you already have the precedence of people saying, hey, Twitch, you need to do something about this. The people of color are suffering, or they're having a problem with this on their streams. And right now you heard they had that one little thread or whatever and about it, but they're not really taking serious action. And I'm gonna be honest, I would not be opposed to taking that action where some things could be taken away from us as creators, because I think, like what we said, I think our personality and the way we present our streams will carry the weight. We don't necessarily need, this sophisticated chat box to tell us or show us that we're good streamers. So, so that's the thing that I feel that needs to be looked into, because of the fact that we're really in a bind right here for us as people of color, and of them as a company, because I don't have that many followers here, but I do carry a handful of people who do watch when I do stream. But I don't want them to be subjected to that hate
Oh
rate.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be subjected. I don't. Sometimes I've been contemplating on not even streaming over here anymore because of that.
Me too. I'll be 100. Like, and this is, you're hearing it here first, chat. It's day one coming back. I was like, man, all these controversies that's going on with Twitch. I love everybody, and I know basically if I were to switch, it will be just like starting over, no matter how many people come over to support me.
Right.
But like, to avoid supporting Twitch and avoid dealing with all this atrocities, I would have to go somewhere else, either YouTube or Trovo.
Yeah, they're gonna have to, yeah, that's where Pooh's at now. He's a Trovo.
Trovo? Pretty nice, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Like, their community's mad tight, and what I like about it the most, people, because it's small now, they're just all hosting each other regardless of what game it is.
Right.
But they're actually staying in the chat, talking to each other, getting to know each other, going on to their Discords, and like, hey, you want to have like a collab stream or whatever game? Because we're small right now, we can still keep this pocket together, so it's fresh compared to if I go to YouTube.
But
man, I can't talk about a lot of stuff there.
Nah, the thing about YouTube is a detriment to themselves because of what it is. It's not a gaming streaming platform. YouTube is for the people who just pick up their phone and just put anything on the internet. You know, they tried it with YouTube gaming and it didn't work too well. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's a good place to actually put your stuff up, but it's so many other things in the melting pot to where you as a gamer could get lost in the sauce. It's one of the reasons why I don't really put many gaming stuff over there. I kind of keep it over here, and I just keep the commentary over there because it's just one of those things that's more susceptible to that type of stuff instead of the gaming. So the tools are there. I like the tools of YouTube, but it's too much of a melting pot. As far as I think I lost train of thought because I went another direction. But as far as let me see off the top of my head. Just saying with the hate raids or whatever, I can go back to the unintended consequences thing. You may have a 5-year-old that like to watch streamer X, and all of a sudden they see all these racial slurs on the stream, on the screen, in the chat box. What do you think that does to that 5, 6, 7-year-old that's watching your stream?
Yeah, that's
you know what I'm saying. You know, should they be subjected to that? Some of these kids, and it's the beautiful thing I love about my son, because we take him to daycare. Everybody, or not everybody, but there's so many different, ethnicities and race, and like I said before, you got black, white, Puerto Rican, candy stripe. You got different people of all races are coming together to play together as little kids, 2, 3, 4-year-olds. So this is the type of society that you want to bring people into, where they all can love each other for who they are, not the color of their skin. But all of a sudden, they probably was brought up into all of that. Now they're 8 years old and they're watching their favorite streamer get hate rated. What do you think that does to their mind?
Right. And on top of that, all the concept where if somebody is like their favorite content creator and the content creator leaves due to being abused and harassed,
right?
Where do they go?
They look up to that person. They look up to that person, and that person's gone, and something happened, or like you said, a situation where they self-harm or anything like that, or God forbid anything happened to them where they're not here with us anymore. That could have a detriment to that person that watches that stream. I'm 38 years old, and I look up to your streams. I'm serious. So how do you feel like you have somebody who's 7 who's looking up to their favorite streamer and something bad happens to them?
Yeah, they're going to be depressed, and that's going to stick with them for the rest of their life. At the very least, it's going to play a big role.
We talked about it earlier, the unintended consequences. This platform of streaming video games is so important, and people don't think about it because they look at it at the surface. Oh, VF he's streaming Insurgency Sandstorm. Oh, it's the first-person shooter. I'm going to see if he can shoot some terrorists. Yeah, that's what it looks like on the surface, but what else am I bringing to the table? What are you learning on the other end of the spectrum? You know what I'm saying? Like you said earlier about the people with the quick gratification. It's
Mhm.
like, those type of people don't see what is being processed in their mind.
Yes,
They don't
yes,
see it.
exactly,
It
exactly.
it is much bigger than what we have. And like I said, this is one of the reasons why I wanted to talk to you about this, because um you put an influence on me, and you're 10 years younger than me. You have a gift and a talent that you may not have had, not have known, but that talent shined through to somebody like me who's been gaming since 1985. In some cases, some people are that old guy that's stubborn that, oh, what he knows. No, I'm always receptive to any type of information. And that information that you bought, and it's not necessarily like open a book information. This is just like
Right.
information like, okay, I learned about Monster Hunter. I watch you play Outriders. I watch you play other games. I watch you, just talk in general about daily stuff. I it molded my thought process to look at things different, to be like, okay, I don't have to be stuck in my ways here because I learned about this aspect of something, or I see how he does it, and I may not agree with it 100%, but I'm taking what I do agree with, or I'm taking what I disagree with, and I may just turn it into something that will work for me.
Mhm.
And it's not just like what you said that's outside of gaming. It's just like you playing the game. Oh, you completed the a mission this way. Well, I'm gonna complete it that way. But it's just it's so big of a. Like I said, I'll say it again. It's so big of an umbrella that we have. It doesn't matter if you have 2 people watching or 22 or 222. We have an effect on people bigger than what we know, and I wish that there were more people out here that actually try to use it instead of just worrying about numbers. The numbers are going to come if you just be who you are. That's how I
Amen
feel.
to that. Yeah, I agree. Like right now, I think that's pretty much what Twitch is. And I said it earlier, like, as much I wouldn't mind having 200 whatever viewers, I'm not here for that.
I
I'm
would
here to
love
like
it. I would
I
love it,
would
but
love it too, but
yeah, but
I'm
I'm
a,
not.
I'm not here for that, honestly.
Yeah, if it
I'm
don't
here to
happen,
like
it's not like I'm
grow.
about to, I'm about to shut it all down and go back and, drive some more on my 18 wheelers. I'm not about to do that. I'm like, it's like, hey, that one person that I told you about the job situation,
Mhm.
to me is all worth it, because you
Right,
don't,
exactly.
what I'm saying.
You change his life.
Yeah, I could have changed his life just like that. Like I said, I drive 18 wheelers, and I'm not gonna go down too far this path. I know there was a kid when I drive, like all over the state of South Carolina, and whatever the case may be,
Oh,
because I live in South
okay,
Carolina now. I'm from Georgia, but I live in South Carolina.
okay.
I drive all over the state of South Carolina. I'm a basically local driver, but I remember there was one kid. He would watch, like, if I was when I had to drop my load off to a store. I'm not gonna say the store name, but he would watch me from his window every time I think it was like every Tuesday I would go to that store. Now he had to be no more than like 14, 15 years old. And every time he'd talk to me, he's like, man, I'm not learning nothing in school or whatever. I go, he goes to school, but he just feel like it's so boring to him. But he said one thing that he noticed, like one day he saw me, I had to put some more oil in my truck because it was running low on oil. And he was watching me do it. And then normally when you have 18 wheeler, you would, whatever you're doing under the hood, you would check everything else to make sure it's straight. So what I did was I was just watching, doing that, making sure everything was good, to cut on the engine, make sure it runs or whatever. And he comes down from his, I guess it was his house or apartment or whatever he was in. He was just watching me one day, but he came down, he was just watching. He was just staring at me for a little while, and he's like, what are you doing? I was like, I told him what I was doing. He's like, I know nothing about what you're doing. I don't know anything about it. And this is the first time I actually, he was the first time he talked to me. He said, I don't know anything about it. I see you come up here every Tuesday. But watching you come here, park, drop off the goods that you have on the back of your truck, you made me interested in being a truck driver. But he always would tell me that he was bored with school. Do you know what that kid's probably gonna, I'll probably change his life, because he could have been like a dropout or whatever.
Yeah,
He could have
yeah.
had a diploma and did nothing with it. Now, fast forward, this was happened like 2 3 years ago. Like fast forward, no, what he was 16, so it happened like it was about 4 years ago. Fast forward now, 4 years later, not only like maybe 3 months ago, he shows me that he has a CDL license. You know what I'm saying? It's like stuff like that is very important. You know, and I mean, I don't talk about stuff like this. I talk about a lot of stuff on Twitter or whatever, and I always try to put inspirational stuff out. And I don't like to talk about myself like that. But since this conversation is going the route that it's going, it's like you never know what type of impact you have on somebody by being who you are and what you do. Right. I had no intentions of influencing him. I was just
out here changing your oil.
Yeah, I was just doing my job, you know. But it's like he would see me like do maintenance on the truck or whatever. He'll see me like actually, you know, doing this, that, and the third with the truck or whatever. But I always noticed that he would watch, and he would like come by and like he'll go to the store that's near where I'm doing my you know, dropping off my goods or whatever, and he was like just tell me how much I think he was trying to hint to tell me how he felt. He was telling me how he was bored with school, but he's going to graduate. He don't want to drop out. But it was like, damn, this diploma. I want to drive trucks just by watching what you did. And I didn't do anything. I was just, you know. So when you, like I said, when you have the situation with you, like you're streaming or I'm streaming or whatever the case may be, you just never know what type of influence you have on that, you know, one or two people that watches your stuff. So when you see that number at 17 or you see that number at 12 or you see it at 2 or whatever, just be you, because you never know you never know what you're doing. It's bigger than, like I said, that right there made my day to the point where I had to tell my wife about it. You know, it's
I would call up everybody, like, yo, this kid out here getting this truck driver license and everything like that. Like, yo, but I do understand what you're saying, especially last year was like a big eye opener for me because I mentioned it earlier during the stream. Being part of Bronx Gaming Network. The Bronx Gaming Network is an awesome haven for people of color and the LGBT community where they can feel safe to be able to play games and express their creative side of being a content creator, artist, or a musician. And like, for real, Rudy Blanco just honestly tossed a whole bunch of people at me all at once. And at the time, I will admit, I was just mostly just thinking about my grind. You know, like I want to go out here and just keep on pursuing my craft as a content creator and be better so I can go ahead and, you know, try to potentially be a commentator in the future. And the next thing I know, people would come in, they would ask me questions about streaming. They would like ask me suggestions about stuff. And I would just be myself and just give them things. I didn't necessarily think I was like making a difference in anybody's life. And then the next thing I know, people like, yo, thanks to you, I started streaming now. You know, I'm meeting new people, I'm meeting new friends. And I think it's safe to say like a decent handful of people from the BGN community, I inspire them to want to pursue their craft. And I always tell them 100, like, you know, I'm being 100 with you. You going through this journey, you may realize that you're not necessarily meant to be a commentator, but you can be a YouTuber. You can make TikTok. You could do Instagram. You could do little videos and stuff like that. Your creativity doesn't have to stop where you feel like you're falling short at. You can still pursue your dream in different type of shapes or form. And I feel pretty proud to say that I influenced some people, but I never thought that before anything, you know?
No, I mean, like I said, you just never know. Like I said, you never know until you do it, and it's like, it's very important to be who you are, no matter what. But like I said, it's one of the reasons why I watch you. You know, it's one of the reasons why I always was, because even though, and I'll say it again, I mean, you're younger than me, but I've learned a lot just by watching, listening, lurking to your channel. Because to me, I never felt like I'm never feel like I'm too old to learn from anybody. I mean, I'm learning from my son. He's 2 years old. So you're never too young for that, and you never know who may come around to your stream to have that same mindset. And sometimes some people may have a bad day or whatever the case may be, and they're just looking for something. To that one little spark, that or something that you may say, a few words that you may say, something that changed their entire outlook on that day or whatever. So I'm supposed to be doing a Facebook Live tomorrow. Oh. And this is totally different from outside of gaming or whatever. My family, well, my wife's family, I used to go on Facebook Live and I used to just talk about stuff. And her family was like coming to me because we had to get together, and They came to me and they're like, hey, I miss you doing those, those little, quick little lives where you just talk about like regular stuff about life. I'm like, really? Like, yeah, I never noticed it. It's like, well, obviously when it's live, you look at the numbers like whatever, but they'll watch it later. So I was like, okay. So I'll think about going back to do that again and just try to touch more people. And they know I game over there too. I have a gaming group over there on Facebook as well. But it's just that I feel that for us, I think that we have a gift that we are actually expressing. I think you and I think we're doing a really good job. Not to beat my chest, but I think we're doing a really good job where there are people around that are still, willing to listen and spread the word and give people some type of sense of assurement that there are people out here that really do care about not only just playing games, but they care about the people who watch them. And that really goes a long way because, like I said earlier, you got some people who do Twitch streams, they just look at numbers and don't even care. So
1,000% on that one.
Yeah, so
I got a question for you.
Okay.
Because I honestly want to try Facebook streaming because I want to be able to show my family, what I do. I want to be able to like at least show them like, hey, I may not always be able to see you, but like here I am.
I will tell you this. I'm gonna give you some advice. I'm gonna be honest with you. Don't do the streaming side of it. Don't do the streaming side of it. Just make a group. Just make like what I did. I made a gaming group. It's called VF Baller. It's a gaming group. And what you do is put your link to Twitch or wherever you else, if you decide to go to Trovo or whatever, put your link into the group every time you go live. Because I have some family members that come over here to watch me on Twitch because I'll just post it instead of, because I'm not a big fan and I knew this was going to happen because Pooh was telling me about it. I knew I wasn't going to be a fan. He just reassured it. Like, you're not going to be a fan of actually streaming on Facebook. It's so many. I like the tools. The tools are okay, but there's so many restrictions of actually being viable to stream over there. It's a little quirky. I don't recommend it, but I recommend you go ahead. Like, you got friends or family on Facebook, make a group. They will and just put it out there and invite them to it. They'll do it if they know it's you. And every time on their timeline, they'll see when you go live, like, oh, you went live, and they'll click on it, and then that's where they'll see you. Because that's one of the reasons why I made the gaming group. Because I don't get to see much of my family. Most of my family is still back in Georgia. My wife's family here in South Carolina. And when I started doing that, they were happy to see me. They're happy to know that I'm doing okay. And that's when it went back to me doing the Facebook Lives. It's like, okay, y'all don't have to see me when I'm gaming. Maybe I could just cut on my camera and do a live on my personal Facebook account and just talk to people like 20, 30 minutes. So that's where the Facebook Live started for me, just talking, and like some of my family members missed that. So it's really it's a really good avenue to go through, but I wouldn't recommend streaming on Facebook though. That's my personal opinion.
Okay, so you said it was two things that I didn't know about. You said the gaming group. That's like a separate page, like a forum.
No, just make another Facebook page, or you can make like just make another Facebook page, and you don't have to make it like a personal page where like you do your own, where you have your own type of your profile picture or whatever. You can actually make it based on a group.
Okay.
I'm gonna show it to you like how.
Yeah, let me know. Let me know. Teach me some stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you.
Yeah, we might do this, chat. It's gonna be interesting.
All right.
Your aunties, I'm about to be on Facebook. I'm about to be on Facebook, yo.
So this is what it looks like right here. I'm gonna put it on the screen so people can see it. See that right there? It says Via Baller. This is a Facebook group. It's kind of blurry, but what it says is, oh, where did it go? Well, it will tell you what type of group it is, because it can be a gaming group, but it's but that's my thing. It says gaming since 1985, and that's my Twitch logo. And see, I gotta put all my gaming stuff over there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I put all my gaming stuff over there. So it's
so when you make that group, then you just invite people to it.
Yes, just invite people to it, and you can see like this is a link right here. I don't know if it's kind of blurry. It says right here, this is my Twitch when I was playing Madden 22. It's kind of blurry, so you can't.
Okay, I see it. Yeah. All right.
So it's the same way like I do with Twitch, like with Twitter. Like if I post it on Twitter, let people know I'm going live, I just put a link over there. So I don't necessarily have to go live on Facebook, but it's just that, you don't go live on Facebook. You just make a group and just invite them over.
Copy. Well, I learned something. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem.
I was like, man, I don't really want to stream on Facebook gaming or whatever it's called. Like, I just want to have my family come through and say hi and
It's one of the best ways to do it. Do it like that. Wait a minute.
Well, I know what.
Wait a minute.
What's up?
Sir, come here.
He's up. He's like, what's good?
I thought you were asleep, boy.
He's like, what's good? I was watching Ed and Eddie.
I thought you were asleep. You want to say hello to everybody?
The co-star is here. It's almost 11, boy. Hey. Like, why aren't you asleep? He's like, it's Saturday. We outside.
He said, I see you. Yeah, this is a circle. That's right.
Yeah, I told you, a super dad right here.
Good job.
It's a rectangle.
Yeah, that's a rectangle. You see the screen called a rectangle. Yeah, that's a rectangle.
It's a football.
Yeah, that's a football. Yeah, it's a football on the screen.
He probably up because you up.
Yeah, that's Kenneth. Okay.
Just like it's time to wrap it up now, Dad. I'm up. Time to go.
TV on for him. He want to watch TV. But yeah, it's just it's a thing. It's like I just think that with family, and I think we close it because we've been on for an hour and 23 minutes. I think
yeah. That's what I'm like.
But I think that's the main thing. Like you talking about your family, I talk about my family, and I think that's the important thing where everything comes full circle to where not only yes, he could ride the bike, baby. It's a thing where things come full circle where we're talking about the people who are watching us, and now it flips over to where our family can come in and watch what you do as well, and it just creates a bigger audience and a bigger, foundation, because now your family can see what type of roots that you've grown throughout your life through your Twitch channel.
Right.
And your family could learn about the group that watches you and vice versa.
Nice. Yeah, I think I'm excited to do it. I'm not even going to wait on it. I'm just going to go ahead and talk to Lear because he's my graphic design artist. I'm like, bro, I want this banner done and make this group page happen and just invite my family out to come see it. I think it's going to be fun.
Yeah, and that's I think that's what it's called. It's called a group page, because it's called a group page or a like page because it's not necessarily where people become your friend. It's not like a Facebook. It's not a Facebook. It's not a Facebook friend, type of thing where you friend people or whatever. It's a page where people like it, and when they like it, they get all the information on that page.
Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you, Vietballer.
Yeah, no problem.
Awesome experience. I appreciate you and everything. And we talked about some good stuff, man, on a PG level.
Yeah, we try to keep it PG.
Yeah.
But see, this is the thing. This is one of the reasons because, and we go ahead and close it out, but this is one of the reasons why I wanted you on this podcast, because the VF Cast, the motto of it is the voice of a gamer. Because a lot of us don't think we have a voice. Yeah, like if you go to my YouTube channel, the VF Cast channel, it's called the voice of a gamer because everybody think a gamer is just somebody who's what we're doing. Headphones on, microphone, and we're just playing games. No, there's much more to what we, it's much more to what we do. And it's like, when I saw what you do and I saw the way you stream, it's like, yo, you're the perfect person I want to talk about this because you have so much stuff to bring to the table on top of just playing games. And once again, man, I really appreciate you coming through, and thank you guys for bearing with us because Jesus Christ, we had so many problems beforehand. My computer did wanted to act up, and I figured out what it was. I'll say this real quick. I had too many windows open, and it was processing at the same time. Once I cut off the windows, I'm good money. So I need to pay attention to what I'm doing on my computer, but.
All of you guys MVPs, y'all had it out here, hold it down, waiting for us to come through. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, you guys are awesome. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Shout out to WRB Designs on my channel. That's Complimentary Sports. He's been here. Thank you, Queen, for the follow. SD, thank you coming through. Yes, my son is getting big. SD's been here when my son was like small, and he's growing up so fast. And Spectacular Pooh, thank you all the time. You know, he's helped me a lot getting this OBS stuff up and running. That just goes to show you, even though I'm big at gaming, but this streaming stuff is still new to me. Before I go, and I'm gonna let you do your outro, I want you guys to know this is no joke when I say about this gaming stuff. Look at this. You see the CRT television right here? All right, I'm gonna show you. Yeah.
School.
Oh no, let me tell you, that ain't it. I have another one.
Get out of here.
Oh no, that ain't it. I have a third one.
Get out of here.
You see my Super Nintendo? You see my Super Nintendo up there? My Sega Genesis is next to it. Look it down here. Oh, I wish I had the light on. I'll show you.
I see it. The Nintendo's there too.
I got the Sega Saturn, my N64.
Oh my God. I got to tomorrow. He loves this stuff.
My GameCube is down there. My PlayStation 2. My Wii is down there. All right. Now all my other next gen stuff is next to the computer, so you're not gonna be able to see that.
Dude, he got his own.
Now look at all my games.
Chat, look.
That's how my room is almost done, but this is how I got it set up so far. And my son had
official man cave.
And I'm gonna have to talk to my son because he has his Burger King cup on one of my consoles. But we'll talk about that. Talk about that. But yeah, man. I mean, like I said, I'm not new to this gaming stuff, but this streaming stuff, Pooh and you guys have helped me get to this point, and I'm still learning, obviously, because you've seen all the takes that we took. So, thank you guys once again, everybody who's been here. Everybody who's over there on Preacher's channel, thank you guys for putting up with us. And I'm gonna let you do your outro, and we can get up out of here, man.
Yeah, I'm Preacher Valor Entertainer, guys. Thank you so much for showing all the support. You can follow me on Twitter at Preacher Valor, TikTok Black Rose, and Instagram at Preacher Valor. Definitely this season 5, we coming through with like skits, coming through with fun projects. Gonna be great for you guys, and the whole key thing is about creativity.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna be right here right along with you, man. I'm gonna be here, you know, lurking, or I'll say something every now and then.
Now we need to play some together, brother. Like, yo.
Hey, we can play whatever, man. Just let me know, man. We need to get it in. I mean, I got the games, bro. So whatever, bro. Like,
you got Render from the Ashes on PC?
Oh no, it's on sale right now, isn't it? I'm gonna get it. It's on sale.
Oh well, then there you go. Yo, that'd be great to play.
Yeah, because I got the notification. Because I streamed that game. I'm about 75% done on PS4, but I want to get it on PC for obvious reason why you want it on PC. But if I get it, we need to dual stream. We can do that. We can do that.
Let me know. I'll get Leard in here. He got the game too. He's a good guy.
All right, that's what's up.
Man group.
That's what's up. So like once again, man, thank you guys, and pretty much that's gonna be it. And like I said, I usually do these 45 minutes long, but we went
out here.
But it's a
I'm
good
about to get out here too because the weather's getting bad. But yeah, it was great. I appreciate it. It was awesome
no problem.
experience.
Well, it's 11 o'clock and my little man is up, so you already know what I'm gonna be dealing with.
Super dad.
Right. I gotta make sure he gets to bed, and we're gonna talk about this cup on my console, sir.
All right, man.
All right, man.
Easy.
All right, y'all. Y'all be blessed. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. All right, y'all. Peace.
Peace, man.